There's this tiny green figure that somehow carries the weight of the galaxy. Yoda, Grogu, a species that barely appears on screen, and yet everything about them feels important. People ask the same question over and over. Who are they? Why did Lucasfilms keep them a secret? Tonight, or today, whenever you listen, I'll walk through what we actually know, what we don't know, and why that mystery matters more than the answer. First, the facts. On screen, canonically, we have a handful of appearances. Yoda. I want to say Yaddle. Yaddle. Yeah, Yaddle. We good with Yaddle? Yeah. Grogu. And that's it. 3 faces across decades of storytelling. That scarcity is deliberate. Yoda's lifespan is hinted at being centuries long. He speaks like someone who's seen cycles of history. Grogu is a child, but he's old for his size. The shows give us behaviour, not origin stories.
Here with the same little critter.
It's complicated.
There's a whole other library called Legends that try to answer everything. Writers invented home worlds, cultures, names. It is tempting to borrow from that, but canon keeps the species vague. That choice matters. When you leave a hole, people fill it with meaning, and sometimes that meaning is better than the actual answer. Right, so the first theory, that they're not just force sensitive, maybe they're an ancient force species, a line that evolved with a deep connection to the force. Evidence, their longevity, their instinctive attunement, the way Yoda and Grogu sense things without training. But there's no explicit proof, no temple ruins that scream, hey look, we lived here. It's a theory that fits the vibe, small, wise and connected. Second theory, they're a rare evolutionary branch. Like how Earth has whales, bats, and humans, different solutions to life. Maybe their biology produced long lives and strong force sensitivity. Special, but not supernatural. This explains scarcity without cosmic destiny. It's tidy, but it doesn't satisfy the part of us that wants the myth. Third theory, well, the dramatic one, is that they're from outside the known galaxy. Maybe they came from beyond or from a hidden pocket of space. That would explain why they're rare and why the Jedi never catalogued them. But if that's true, the obscurity became a narrative tool, outsiders who teach the insiders. Here's the thing, the evidence is behavioural. Yoda's patience, his cryptic phrasing, his moral clarity, Grogu's curiosity, his instinctive use of the Force. Those are clues about relationship to the Force, not origin. So when we build theories, we're often reading meaning into behaviour. That's fine. That's how myth grows. Why keep them vague? 2 reasons. 1, mystery preserves wonder. Explain everything and you lose the awe. 2, narrative flexibility. By not pinning down a whole world, future storytellers can use them as symbols, not as species dossier. It's also practical. A character who functions as a moral compass becomes ordinary if you over-explain him. Obscurity turns Yoda's species into an idea. they became less about biology and more about what the Force can be. A reminder that Force isn't owned by one culture or species. It's a current that touches the unlikely. That's powerful. It makes the Force feel bigger. Okay, my take. I think they're a little of both. A rare evolutionary branch that, for reasons we don't fully see, developed an unusually deep attunement to the Force. Maybe biology amplifies it. Maybe culture taught restraint. But the real point is, Lucasfilms keep them vague. Because the mystery is more useful than the answer. So I don't expect a full origin story, I expect a glimpse. Little windows that keep the wonder alive. For storytellers, that's a gift. Use Yoda's species as a mirror. Show humility, show that wisdom doesn't need explanation. If they reveal a homeworld someday, it should feel earned, not like a checklist item. So that's my read. Small, mysterious, deliberately left in the shadow. The galaxy keeps some secrets on purpose, and sometimes that's the best kind of story. That's all I've got for tonight. Good night.